Welcome to Not Just the Patient. My name is Jake Jollymore. This is Christina Jollymore. We do not have Yessie with us this week. However, we do have our resident couch potato, Gronkowski. Yessie is named after the football player, in case you did not know.
He's got a brother named Edelman, just saying.
And there was a pig named Hamandola at one point.
And Vinny, short for Vinatieri.
What was Vinny?
Vinatieri.
Was that another pig?
Yeah.
Why did she have two pigs?
We didn't ask questions. And then the house mouse named Devin McCordy. Mouse Cordy. I get it now. Anyways, and you could probably see the husky's bum.
Or potentially her entire face.
No,
she's
I think
sleeping.
it's just her bum.
Yeah, well, she's sleeping. He's sleeping. We're having a good night. Baby's sleeping.
Yep.
That's important.
I'm going to be sleeping in approximately 1 hour and 4 minutes.
Alright, so that's our time limit.
Let's roll.
So, obviously, we're 3 episodes into this. We're gaining traction. We're getting a lot of numbers on social media. Our shorts on YouTube are taking off. We're still waiting on Apple to approve us. Spotify wanted me to do an email thing, so we'll be on that soon. But we're getting a lot of good comments and one hater. I got the "who cares" line. I'm gonna frame that on my wall.
Fair.
When you get the first hater, you gotta frame it.
It wasn't me.
It was not you.
It wasn't me.
No, it was some dude named Big Jim.
I'm not Big Jim.
I would hope not.
Big Jim. My YouTube username is definitely not Big Jim.
I feel like it is. I feel like it's you.
I'm your biggest hater.
So, have you divulged into any conversations regarding our podcast so far?
No, I just got people mad that it's not available for just audio.
We're getting there.
They didn't know that there was a process behind it. They thought you just uploaded it same day like the rest of the world.
I thought Apple's podcast would be much quicker.
Yeah, it happens.
Spotify seems like it's going to be quicker.
Well, you guys will notice that without Yessie, we will banter quite a bit. It's going to happen.
The joys of marriage.
10 years in, yeah, this is what you get.
Facts. So, we're just going to dive straight into the subject matter for today. And by the title of the episode, you'll probably figure this out. And we are wearing pink. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we're going to do an entire episode on breast cancer. And this is where you take it away.
The anxiety. I tell you, the anxiety.
Oh, you got to talk a lot in this episode.
I know. Well, let's start with what questions you have about it.
How prominent is it?
It's the second leading cause of cancer in women.
What's the first?
Skin cancer, actually.
Huh. Okay.
1 in 8 women will develop breast cancer. But with modern medicine and how technology has advanced, it's a 91% survival rate up to in the first 5 years.
What's the survival rate after the next 5 years?
Honestly, not 100% sure.
Okay.
It just, the first 5 years are the most crucial for breast tissue because of the way it develops and regrows. Unless they get a full double mastectomy.
And I assume breast cancer will be like any other cancer where it can metastasize.
Absolutely.
And then done.
100% absolutely. So the way breast cancer works, for the most part, is that it attaches to a lot of the cells in the soft tissue of your breast.
Okay.
Between like the skin, the fat, the cells in there, it attaches to that. Those cells can travel.
Okay.
Metastasizing, attaching to your lungs, your organs, your bones, everything. So yeah, definitely can spread very quickly if it's not treated early. That's why the number one thing you hear about breast cancer is early detection saves lives. It truly does. Unlike like certain types of organ, bone, or other types of cancer, breast cancer isn't held anywhere. It's not like inside your liver or inside like your bone or like attached to a muscle. It's just pretty much free flowing inside pretty much the breast tissue itself.
Okay. How does it get treated?
There are a couple different options for treatment. Obviously, you have your standard chemo radiation. A lot of the time, though, it's mastectomy, which is the removal of the full breast. in order to prevent spreading and continued growth.
Now, can it get into one breast?
Yes.
Do they remove both breasts in the process?
Not always. So when it comes to a mastectomy, it is to the discretion of the patient.
So they have the choice?
Yes.
Okay.
Women, in most cases, can feel dewomanized by removing their breasts, even if it's the greatest probability to save their lives. I'm not sure what I can compare it to for a man to like have you get the full picture, but think about a woman without boobs. It very dewomanizes. So some women may choose to keep the healthy breast and either stay flat and have just the tissue removed or replace with an implant.
Okay, that was my next question.
Yes.
After a removal, can you get an implant?
Yes. I can fact check myself in a minute, but it's my understanding under the Affordable Care Act. I'm not sure if it has been ended since then. The double mastectomy, in most cases, a implant would be covered under your insurance too. Like that's the severity of like losing your pretty much your dignity to breast cancer, is that your insurance will actually cover getting the replacements, for
That's
lack of a better
expensive.
term. It could be. If it's out of pocket, it absolutely could be. But a lot of healthcare professionals and organizations have come to realize that it does make a difference for a woman's success in treatment and everything else to help maintain her femininity. Being that, okay, we had to remove your breasts, let's get you new ones.
Fair enough.
Yeah, obviously you can't go crazy. You can't be like a B cup and go to a triple E because you want to like big and like busty. You have to stay natural in size and shape and everything else, but they allow you to bring back that. And then another really cool thing these days is there are tattoo artists that specialize in replacing the nipple. It's a thing.
So there's like a tattooed nipple?
Yep. And they're very realistic, like hyper realistic, bumps and all. It's the artwork is insane. There are women that will go and get like full side tattoos to cover some of the scar tissues from having like a double mastectomy.
I'm gonna need to
I'll show you
for
some.
research.
That's fine.
Complete research.
Pulling up the cellular device because I know that there's actually a tattoo artist or a tattoo shop in our area that does it.
That's not a real nipple?
No.
What the
Yep.
That is incredible.
Insanity. And they are local, over kind of out by the seacoast.
That's
I got
insane.
one of my flash tattoos, so that's why I follow them on Instagram.
That is absolutely insane. That
Yep.
looks like a real nipple.
Yep, it's one of the ways to bring back that femininity because you lose so much. So you know, having cancer, you lose your hair, your eyebrows, your will to live. Women also lose the most feminine part of themselves. So, yeah, to be able to get that back in any capacity, whether it's implants, whether it's tattoos, there's a lot that goes into it to make women feel like women again.
Okay, so early detection saves lives. How do you get early detection?
So most women are taught at some point or another in their young adult life how to do self-exams. Not kidding. You're taught what to feel for, what to look for, what feels off. And then there's different things about your body that you're supposed to be mindful of, like you notice you're starting to droop more or you're losing elasticity without like reason. Like
When
not
you say elasticity, there we go, that was a struggle. What you mean is basically
from here to here with no real reason.
So you're just talking about like a sagging.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay.
The elasticity in the skin will start to let go when the breast tissue itself gets denser.
So when it starts to weigh more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because cancer in breast tissue is very dense. They use ultrasounds, mammograms, and sometimes they can use like an MRI or a CT scan to diagnose, and they can see the density differences when they do those scans. So there's certain different ways that you can do, like be mindful at home to know when to call a doctor. And the biggest one would be to do self-exams regularly. Or teach your significant other if you feel like you're unsure or concerned that you're going to have phantom bumps, phantom feelings. You okay, buddy? You're putting
She
that one
just
on TV.
told all of the significant others to touch the boobies.
We knew he was going to get immature at least once, guys. I'm so sorry.
It's staring in too.
We knew he was going to get immature once. I'm surprised we got this long into it, if we're being honest. He has been holding it in this whole time.
Whew.
You good? Do you need a minute?
We can sit here and make jokes about it, but it's really, breast cancer itself is not a joking matter.
Correct.
The idea of what we're doing is to raise the awareness and have fun doing what we're doing. So if I want to say, you told me to touch the boobies, I'm going to. So, can guys get breast cancer?
Yes.
But we don't have the same kind of soft tissue that you guys do.
You do, though. You're only missing the breast milk ducts. I'm letting you process that one. Because that one, I can see you think that one through. The only difference between women's breasts and men's breasts is how women's tissue holds fat to, like, build up breast milk. Like, the entire purpose of these are to build up breast milk.
Yep.
Eventually. And then once that's done, there's no use for them. The men, however, can still get breast cancer in the breast tissue because, like, it's still there. It's just not used for the same purpose.
So theoretically, could a breast reduction lead to a less likelihood of getting breast cancer?
Not necessarily.
Because there'd be less soft tissue there.
Yes and no. So, if the cancer cells are already in your body, there's no surefire way to remove the cancer unless you remove all of it.
Okay.
Usually, if a person is well established in her top region and she determines she wants a breast reduction, they will test for cancer regardless.
Fair.
So, for men though, it's a little bit more tricky because unless you are excessive, like overweight or have excessive weight around the breast area, you're not going to think to check yourself on your skin. Like the average fit man's not going to be like, huh, I wonder. I'm grabbing my boobs so much during this episode. You can leave that in too. So for men though, it's 1 in 100 men.
And it was how much for?
1 in 8 women.
That is a ginormous difference.
It is, but it's not like 1 in 100,000 men. So,
Fair.
like I said, the likelihood, it's there. It's just not as big of a concern as it is for women.
So, I understand it's called breast cancer, but can it theoretically start in any other part of the body and be moved to the breast? So could you have like thyroid cancer that turns into breast cancer?
Theoretically, yes. But that's going to step away from breast cancer, like as the topic, and just go to cancer as a whole. Because that would just be it metastasizing.
Well,
anytime cancer moves from one part of your body to the next, it's metastasized.
Okay.
So in theory, yes, you can have cancer anywhere in your body, but if it goes to your breast, it has metastasized to breast cancer. What now? Except the prostate, right?
No. The only thing I thought of is if our good friend Yessie was here, she absolutely would have just said, so you boop the cancer in the breast?
Yep.
Boop.
That's pretty much what they do, though. Like,
so, okay, what is a mammogram?
A mammogram.
Mammogram.
So that's one of the ways to diagnose breast cancer. Like I said, you do an ultrasound, a self-exam, and then a mammogram. A mammogram is like a, you ever seen a waffle maker? Best way to describe it for you.
I mean, yeah.
They literally take the breast, put it into a machine, and it closes down to test the density. Not even kidding. I wish I was kidding.
They flatten your...
Yes, they do. And it's to test the density within the breast, to test the tissue. Along with an ultrasound, a CT, an MRI to look at the different levels of density in the tissue. All of those compiled diagnose breast cancer. But no, a mammogram is literally like, it flattens your breast like a pancake. So,
doesn't that hurt?
Oh, yeah.
No wonder why people don't want to do it.
Oh, no. I'm going to teeter into this just a little bit, and then we're going to stop.
Okay.
I'm going to make it clear that testing different aspects of women's health is all painful.
Okay.
We have to do it anyways. A lot of the procedures that women need when they check for breast cancer, uterine cancer, like check out, or any of our reproductive health is painful, which includes a mammogram. But a mammogram, unlike some of these other like procedures and tests, a mammogram does its job the best. Because you can get a CT, you can get an MRI, you can get an ultrasound, you can do a self-exam, they can test your platelets and your blood counts and all that. But the best way to see it is a mammogram. I'm not sure the science behind it. I'm not a doctor. But flattening it like a pancake is the best way to go.
There's gotta be somebody that's created a better way to do this.
No. No.
Yikes. I feel bad for y'all.
We feel bad for us too. And we tend to complain about it on the socials. But, you know, it's neither here nor there.
What other potential symptoms are there?
Well, like most cancers, you have your typical symptoms of the feeling run down, loss of appetite, pain, swelling, tenderness, things like that.
You mean all the stuff that I never had with my cancer?
Well, you had a specific type of cancer that we'll get into in a different episode, but because yours was isolated inside a tumor compared to being in the tissue itself.
Ooh.
Yep.
Ooh. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. So think about this. When you get a head cold, the head cold runs through your whole body.
Yep.
You get the headache, the body chills, whatever. The whole thing. Yours was essentially the sinus infection of cancer. Isolated.
I feel like that's rude.
It's not though, because if you think about it, yours was all of the cancer cells were isolated into the tumor. They weren't attacking anything. Your immune system wasn't attacking it as a defense because those cells were inside the tumor. It was like a barrier set, like a Trojan horse, if you will.
I have so many more questions about my own type of cancer. We're not going to get into that right now, though.
Oh, no, I need to divulge way more into yours because the demographics and everything has changed, the diagnostics. So that's going to be a later episode.
Okay, so.
However, back to breast cancer, you have your standard visual inspection, visual differences within the breasts themselves. But women can, or men in some cases, can find themselves losing appetite, being more run down, weight loss, nausea.
So, it's completely normal then for someone to mistake breast cancer for the common flu?
I mean, in theory, yeah, anything. Cancer can be mistaken for the flu for any type of cancer. Because it's, the symptoms you're feeling is your body's reaction to the cells in your system. So your immune system sees this excess of white blood, like your white blood cells, and starts attacking it. That's what, and then your body starts to push it all out, and that's how you get all your symptoms. At least that's how my brain understood it in A&P. Let me be clear. I didn't pass the class, guys. Don't hold me to it. You can tell me I'm
Comment if you think she's wrong.
Explaining how a head cold works to Jake. Like, please tell me. But no, when you catch like the common cold, your body takes in an infection. Your body starts to fight off that infection. You feel run down, you feel nauseous, and it's wherever those germs went into you. Cancer is just essentially a germ already in your body.
Fair enough. So, we've covered the symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
We've covered how to get checked. We've covered all the good stuff.
Yep. I mean, I wouldn't call any of this good
No,
stuff, but I get the point.
None of it's any good. No cancer is good.
Please disregard the vape while we're talking about how awful cancer is. I don't want to hear it.
That is quite the conundrum there.
Listen.
Is there any specific demographic that should be looking out more than another?
No. However, because there's a big however with this. That's kind of like a vague question because it's a very deep answer to that.
We got time?
Yeah, I know. So, white women are diagnosed the most. And there is a little bit of controversy as to why. Things like poverty come into play, access to healthcare. And this is obviously globally. So, you think of third world countries versus first world versus second world. What's their access? White women are diagnosed the most overall. Asian and Pacific Islander are diagnosed the least. And by that I mean they have the lowest recorded cases.
In my experience with the medical numbers coming out of specifically China, they don't report anything. And the numbers they do report are significantly lower than what the actuality is. So the barometer there could be very off.
Oh, absolutely. And underdeveloped countries are going to skew these numbers to begin with.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, like, I'll be polite and use Canada. You hit a certain point, you're not asking the people up there if they're ill. You think it's just polar bears. Yeah, you think it's just polar bears, you leave it alone. So, obviously, there's going to be parts of this world that aren't contributing to the demographic figures of these statistics. But from what we do know, white women are diagnosed the most, Asian and Pacific Islander are diagnosed the least. But there's a little addendum to that. Women of color are diagnosed the most at a younger age.
No, when we say a younger age, do we mean...
White women is the most prevalent over 50.
And people of color under 50.
Women of color under 50. Specifically black women.
Okay, so that throws out my theory.
Hispanic women tend to be diagnosed at a much lower rate, but not as low as Asian and Pacific Islander. So with that being said, the average diagnosis age for women, or white women primarily, is over 50, with the number being 62. The average 62-year-old woman, 1 in 8 62-year-old women or older, will be diagnosed with breast cancer.
So what would the number be for, let's say, 45? So like that 40 to 50 range.
It drops by about 30%. I think it was like 28.7% risk factor. So the younger you go, that percentage of risk drops dramatically.
So overall, breast cancer is normally found in elderly people.
I wouldn't say 50s elderly. You might get a lot of hate for that one. Just saying. But women over 50, yes. With 62 being that...
Well, 62 is elderly.
No, it's not.
It's technically retirement age.
No, it's not. 65 is retirement, first of all.
Close enough.
Listen. Listen. So one thing we haven't touched on yet is the risk factors.
Okay.
I think the biggest thing for people to know is that there is a huge genetic component to it.
So, family lineage.
Oh, yeah. Huge genetic component. If your mom, your grandmother, aunt, sibling have any type of cancer, you are at a greater risk of developing breast cancer.
So, any type of cancer?
Any type of cancer.
So, if they had lung cancer?
It depends if it's cigarette-induced lung cancer.
But non-cigarette-induced. So, if they had a synovial sarcoma?
In theory, yes.
They're at a greater risk of getting breast cancer. A completely separate type of cancer.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And that has something to do with the genetic component within the cells. I can give you the exact names if you want. It's the, please hold. the BRCA1 and BRCA2 cells in your genetics. I don't know. Listen, AMP wasn't my friend. But if a relative were to have cancer, and it has to be a close relative, it can't be like grand aunt 3 times removed kind of relative had cancer, so you might have cancer.
Yeah.
But like immediate-ish family, parents,
your great-grandmother, your
parent,
mother.
grandmother, great-grandmother, aunts, uncles, siblings. That's how the tree works when it comes to medicine.
Is there any sort of trend you can follow in the tree, so to speak? So like if your great-grandmother had it but skipped your grandmother, your mother had it but skip you kind of situation?
Theoretically, yes, but you wouldn't have enough data to prove that.
Fair.
Because in theory, you would have to go to your great-grandmother's great-grandmother, find out if she had it, if it skipped that generation.
And at that point, they weren't tracking that stuff.
Exactly. There wasn't the testing. So, in theory, plausible, but also unrealistic right now.
Fair.
As medicine moves forward and has, like, family histories stay developed and tracked, in theory, yes, you could in the future.
Fair.
However, it wouldn't be hard to look and go, well, my grandmother had cancer. Her sister had cancer. My mother had cancer. My sister had cancer. I should probably get tested. Like that kind of tracing is doable.
Yeah. Does the men in the family have any sort of cachet in this? So like if, let's say your dad had cancer, your brother had cancer, your grandfather had cancer, your brother's brother had cancer, does it trickle down the same?
Your brother's brother is your brother.
Wow, I meant to say your father's brother. Yeah, that late at night.
If all the men had cancer, as a female, I don't think you would have the same concerns, but we can definitely look into that when we touch on the next type of cancer.
Fair enough.
Because that would ultimately come down to what type of cancer did they have? Did they have prostate cancer? Did they have like smoking-induced lung cancer? Did they have a synovial sarcoma? Like, there's a lot that would go into it for a male to female passing those genetics.
Fair. For the record, we keep saying synovial sarcoma specifically because that is the type of cancer I have, or had. We haven't actually, I don't think, said that at all in the first 3 episodes. So
no, I don't think you actually covered once what type of cancer you had. You just had the tumor.
Oh
wait, no, I think you did during the first 5 minutes of your diagnosis. Sorry.
Okay, well,
I think you said it once. Just
to be safe, we're put it out there now. Like that was the type of cancer that I had, synovial sarcoma. Don't ask me to spell it.
Which part?
Synovial.
SYNOV.
Sarcoma's the easy one.
SYNOVIAL.
Oh.
Spelled how it sounds.
Oh, my name's Christy. I'm a brainiac.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Back to this. Risk factors. Another important thing is the earlier women start to menstruate, it actually increases your risk of breast cancer.
That actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah, you're developing at a much younger age. Your body is ill prepared for it. The average age of women starting puberty has gone down. It would start at 14. Now you're seeing as early as 10. Sometimes even 9 if they have older sisters, kickstarting that cycle. So, with the body developing at a much younger age, the body can develop those cancerous cells as well. And it's just one of those precursors to the potential of having breast cancer.
So, theoretically, can you get checked as young as 11?
If you have enough breast tissue, yes.
Yes, that's kind of where I was
In
going
theory,
with that.
if you have enough breast tissue, yes. Every woman can make the joke on when they got to the cup size they are as an adult. I think even, what's that show you like? Victorious. They brought it up. They made a joke. Jade got mine I got D's in 8th grade is what she said.
In what world do you remember a random line from a random TV show?
It's just how this thing works.
Also, I haven't watched that show in like
6 years. It was on the dog spot.
6 years. How do you remember that?
It's just up in here, bud. I'm running out of space.
Jesus.
Anyways, everyone, like, most women can tell you when they realize that they were there. Because you don't really remember up until, like, oh, I got my first bra. Oh, I had to go up my next level. I had to go. You don't remember that. It just kind of happens. You just go with the flow, and then you're like, bam, they're there. So, once you have enough tissue developed, in theory, yes, you could start testing for breast cancer at a young age.
Okay, what is enough tissue?
I have to go on the record and say I've never gotten a mammogram, so I don't know.
You should probably get one.
I'm due. I'm aware.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
avoiding it because I don't want them to.
We can't sit here and have this conversation.
I'm aware.
And then you not go get a mammogram.
I'm aware. I'm aware. I'll get one when you get one, bud. Yep.
I don't have titties to flatten.
Well, figure it out.
It's just gonna flatten a nipple.
Figure it out. Just kidding. I know I have to go get one. So I wouldn't be able to tell you how that actually works beyond what's been described to me.
Fair enough.
That's really the best way to put it. So as young as, like, age doesn't really play a factor in a mammogram so much as how developed you are.
There just has to be enough to flatten, I guess.
Pretty much, yeah. And they can still do like a CT or an MRI or an ultrasound, blood test, a physical exam.
So, a girl that's flat as a board theoretically doesn't really need to worry about this.
No, she still would. 1 in 8 women. She still needs to worry. She still has the mammary glands. She still needs to worry.
But there's...
So a big, I'm going to ruin your life, boy.
Oh boy.
A big portion of a boob is fat deposits.
I knew that.
Yeah. So just because she's flat as a board does not mean she doesn't have the space in the tissue for cancer. It just means her body's not holding fat.
Okay, this is just completely just out of this.
Okay?
Let's say you get... What is it called when you remove the boobs?
A mastectomy.
A mastectomy. Can you get breast cancer again?
No.
So...
Well, theoretically, no. The whole point of that treatment is to remove the mammary gland so you cannot develop breast cancer a second time.
Okay.
Obviously, nothing's 100%. As you know, they took half your bone. Nothing's 100%. Yes, and there's the small possibility of it coming back, but they remove as much of the tissue as humanly possible so it can't.
Okay.
If that helps. 1 in 8 women. I promise you, if you think about it for a minute, you can name at least one.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. I'm not going to ask names, no sharing of personal information, but how many people could you think of?
1. Yeah. Like 2. Right off the top, like just thinking off the dome, 2.
So you're already, of 16 people you've met, you know 2. Of 16 women you know, 2 of them had breast cancer.
I'm just saying,
That's
I've
the
met a
prevalence.
lot more than 16 women in my life.
And they might not have been diagnosed yet.
Or they just didn't tell me they had breast cancer.
I mean, that too. Like, that.
That's
It's not something you just share. Hey.
It's not really an icebreaker at the family barbecue.
Exactly. You should, however, learn your family's history because you are a father to a daughter who's going to need to know that info.
No, I know the family history.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely not in my family.
Okay.
I don't know my dad's side of the family, never mind. Definitely not on my mom's side of the family.
Perfect. But off the top of your head, you could think of 2. So, if you took 16 women you know, 2 of them could have breast cancer. I could name 7. Which, obviously, not going to. Their personal lives, their personal business. but 7 women. Some with a relation to me, so obviously I do have to get tested, and I'm aware of that. Just kind of avoiding it.
I don't think you can really do that anymore.
No, I can't. But I feel like I missed a super important thing, and a lot of people might come for me in these comments.
Okay.
The age they recommend to start getting mammograms is 35.
Why are people coming for you in the comments?
Because I told you all the demographics of that and left out that at the beginning.
Oh, that's fair.
Like, that's an important part of the...
Roast her.
Don't do that. That's an important part of it. Like, you're not supposed to start getting tested until 35.
You got a couple of years.
Except they want me tested now. They decided that.
Can you blame
The
them?
doctors determined that. Gotta go get that done.
Yeah, you should probably do that.
Yeah, I know. But...
Sooner rather than later.
mind your business. When's your next appointment?
What appointment?
You're supposed to get screened yearly. When's your next appointment?
American healthcare.
That was good. That was good. Yeah.
So
I'll worry about me.
Yeah.
And I'll worry about you. And we'll just go get all of our tests done. But probably not before the next episode, though, so don't hold us to that either. That's only like a week.
If we were to like book all of my shit, I'd still have like 4 months.
Exactly, so...
I'm not booking any of my shit. I want to make that clear.
Come back in February and remind him he has an appointment at some point. Usually they're in February, actually.
January, February.
That's usually your route. It's usually right
But
after...
like... Oh, all-knowing encyclopedia that is my wife. When was the last time I went? For my, not breast cancer stuff, for my cancer checkups.
2023. We brought a baby.
Oh my goodness, we did.
And then they took pictures of our baby to send them to the rest of your team that wasn't available.
Yeah, Patricia. I love Patricia.
So, 2023, you've only technically missed 2 years.
That's not bad.
Nope.
By now, I was supposed to be on it every 5 week or 5 year.
Yep. So you're not doing so bad, sir. I just realized we should have just done this whole episode with you in one of my bras.
I feel like that would have been a little too ridiculous.
It could be over your shirt.
No shit.
Listen.
I've been battling with it the entire time.
My question for you.
Uh-oh.
No. Do you feel more educated?
I mean, yeah. Because we all know what breast cancer is. Like, it exists. We hear about it. We know people that have had it. In my case, 2 people. But still, it happened. So, to dive deep into it, I now can say I know more about breast cancer that I would have never otherwise gone out of my way to find out.
I think it's important, especially when you see the pink in all the stores, the walks. And if you've never done a breast cancer walk, definitely do one. I did one a couple years ago. It's a vibe.
I don't think that happened while we were together, so I think it's more than a couple years ago.
Okay, it was like 13 years ago.
Yeah, that checks out. While I was going through chemo, she was doing a breast cancer walk.
Yeah. No, I was over the age of 18.
Oh, okay.
I might have been 19. So 11 years ago. 11-ish. 12 years ago. You're making me do math in public now. That's rude. You could have just left it at a few.
Okay.
But yeah. So you see the pink, you see the walks, the advertisements, save a rack, save the boobies, the whole bit, the bracelets. Everyone remembers bracelet phase. The pink, shirts, everything. Now you know what goes into it. Why it's so prevalent. Without modern medicine, that 91.2% success rate would not exist. And a lot of these walks and a lot of the merchandise that you can buy, most, if not all of the proceeds, go directly to a foundation that supports breast cancer research. Most. Don't hold me on everything, because I know there are a few out there that don't, and I'm not getting into it, but
We call them bad apples.
call them selfish, actually.
Fair.
In the nonprofit standpoint, it's just a selfish nonprofit. But now you can see the behind the scenes quite a bit. And I think it's really important to be educated, especially to know the symptoms, to know how to help your significant other, your spouse, your child, if they came to you freaking out, on the resources and where to go with concerns for breast cancer.
You did good tonight.
Thanks. I hated every part of it.
I believe you.
I hated it.
Get yourself checked.
I'll get myself checked too.
This has been Not Just the Patient. Once again, my name is Jake. This is Christina.
This is the Couch Potato Gronkowski.
Who you can probably actually hear snoring. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Subscribe to us on the YouTube. Get ready for Apple and Spotify, because every like, every share, every comment, every upvote, whatever the medium is on each social media, helps grow what we're doing. And very soon we're going to be starting the second part of what this podcast is going to be. So, I'm excited. So, and email us a story if you have one, if you want. We can read it off here. Keep your name out of it.
Critique us as well if you want. We'll read the critiques on air, because that'd be funny. Tell me all the ways I did horribly wrong and all the things.
We will correct ourselves on an episode if you were to email us that we did something or said something wrong, and we would fact check you, because I'm an asshole. I fact check everything.
He used to fact check me for the first 7.5 years of our marriage.
Thank you for being here, and
Thanks for being part of our support squad.
Ayo! And we will see you next time.
With Yessie.
With Yessie.